Hello and welcome to another Tekla Structures video. In today's lesson, we will be discussing the Tekla Structures custom component for connections. In today's video, we will be creating two different types of connections, one for a column haunch and another for a top stabilizer connection. Let's jump right in. Tekla User Assistance describes a connection as the following. Creates connection of objects and connects ends of secondary parts to a main part. The main part may be continuous at the connection point. The component symbol is green. An example of a connection would be an end plate, stabilizer plates, haunches, etc. What does all this mean? Let's dive in and find out. Alright, back in the basic training model, let's go up to View and select View List. Let's open up the view at elevation 10. Select OK, maximize the view. Now over here on our side pane here, we're going to load in. This is kind of a quick and easy way that you can load in some of your visibility settings here. So we're going to select the no tees. You'll notice all the tees will go away. And then let's zoom into the work area here. Let's create a work area about 2 points. So first position, second position, you'll see that it creates our own little view work area here. Double clicking in the background just to check our view depths up and down. You'll see as we rotate around here that our view is set and our view depth is all right where we want it to be. If we go over to the side, we can load in our applications and components, and let's first do a search for Korbel. This is an out-of-the-box component number 14. You'll see that it opens up this dialog box where you can control a number of the different variations and settings, offsets, things of that nature. But if you click on it, the first thing it's going to ask you to select the main part, which is the column, the secondary part, which is the beam. That's how all standard connections work. You have a main part and then you have a secondary part. So while this is loading in here, you'll see that everything gets inserted here. The Korbel gets inserted, the full width of the column. It brings the beam back, and then it also inserts a recess in the top of the column for some kind of stabilizer plate. It also inserts bearing items underneath the beam. But let's say we didn't want those, so let's explode the component by clicking on it, right-clicking explode. Let's delete out this little recess here, say we don't need it for whatever reason. Now we're going to come up here to our applications and components, and we're going to type in a certain embed that we want. So we're going to search for an EP9, standard out-of-the-box embed. By double-clicking on it, we can come here to the settings and we can change the on-plane to left and the rotation set to back. Make sure you press Apply OK. Let's select the midpoint of the beam, and then let's go positive Y and select the endpoint. You'll notice that the embed should be inserted correctly with the studs into the column. Now let's find the accepting embed, which is EA1, another out-of-the-box standard part. Clicking on the center of the beam, and then in the negative Y, clicking, and you'll see that that embed is automatically inserted. Now the only thing we need to do is we need to create some kind of jumper plate or erection plate. So let's come here to the steel beam, and let's drop in the field hardware. By holding Control and clicking, you can offset your first selection point by 1 inch, and then simply type in 4. And then you'll notice that our little erection plate is now modeled in as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn these into components. So let's save the model. Let's start on the top stabilizer connection. So let's select all 3 of these items. Come over to our applications and components, select the 3 horizontal arrows, and define custom component. This time we're going to be selecting the connection. Name it whatever you'd like. In this video we're going to name it column top beam, or column to beam top. We're going to set the position tab to the collision plane, and under the advanced tab we're going to allow multiple instances and make sure that it's set to the top position. Select next. Since everything's already selected, you can just click next. Now for the main part we're going to select the column. Click next. The secondary part, we're going to click the beam, and then press finish. This is now a connection. You can see the component symbol there to let you know that everything is now all good and dandy. Now we're going to do the same thing for the bottom Korbel and the bearing plate. So select both of those. Define custom component. I'm going to set a connection. Name it whatever you'd like. In this video we're going to call it column to beam bottom. In the position tab we're going to set it to collision plane for position type, and advanced, allow multiple instances, and set it to the bottom. Since everything's already selected, you can click next. Now for the main part, you're going to be selecting the column, press next. Second part, the beam, press finish. Congratulations, you've now created 2 connection custom components. You're practically a custom component master. Make sure to save the model. And thank you for watching. That will conclude this presentation. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.